enough is enough, and it's time for a change.
Nothing compares to a quiet evening alone. Just the 1, 2. I was just counting on that never happened. I guess I'm dreaming again. Let's be more than this.
What's up, everybody? gilbertblaze back with another video. Now I want to make a video response to my good buddy on here, MrJustRay, because he made a video about Kevin Nash and asking us whether or not it's a good thing to see Kevin Nash back in the WWE ring in 2011. So I gotta say, first things first, before I even talk about Kevin Nash, check out my new shirt I got. Yes, my CM Punk shirt finally came in the mail. Best in the world. A great shirt that I'm happy to finally get. So anyway, on to Kevin Nash. Now, before SummerSlam started, I had predicted that Alberto Del Rio was going to walk out of SummerSlam as the heavyweight champion somehow. Now, did anyone predict Kevin Nash was going to stick his nose in the main event? No, no one ever thought about that. So when I first saw him come out and he gave Punk the jackknife powerbomb, I was like, oh man, I was just cringing, because Kevin Nash to me is a piece of shit. I have no respect for this guy at all, and I could care less for the man. Now, back in the day, before I even had a computer, back in like 94, 95, when he was Diesel, I was a fan of his. Then when he went to WCW, formed the NWO, I was still a fan of his. Until I finally got a computer, and I finally got to hear about backstage politics and the things he was involved with. Most importantly, the number one thing that changed my opinion about him was when, for a time being, he was the booker in WCW, and he booked himself to be the man to take away Goldberg's undefeated streak. Now, if that's not selfish, I don't know what is. In his mind, if he thought that was good for the business, for him to book himself to that prized possession at the time being, which was Goldberg's undefeated streak, then I don't know what the hell kind of mentality he has. To me, that is just a selfish move, and from that point on, I never had any respect for the guy. He went to TNA, he had a whatever up and down run with TNA, it wasn't that spectacular, and now we see him back in a WWE ring in 2011. Now my thing is, Triple H has a habit of wanting to help out his old buddies. If he wanted to help out one of his old buddies, why not give X-Pac another chance? Because see, X-Pac can actually still go in the ring. If anybody saw a King of Trios of this year, you saw he had a fantastic match with El Generico, and he had a great run in the King of Trios tournament. That to me shows that X-Pac can still go, and he would have matched up very well with CM Punk. Now we have the potential of seeing Kevin Nash versus CM Punk. Does anybody in their right mind want to see that matchup? Or do we still want to see Punk as the heavyweight champion, holding the title for a few months and still having a somewhat beginnings of a feud with Triple H? Now, the whole point to this storyline now is Kevin Nash indicated that he got a text message and Triple H and him need to be on the same page. Now, it seems like we're going to get a slow Triple H heel turn once again, because in my opinion, the COO should know that Kevin Nash had that text message, and he should be on top of that, because that's his best buddy, as they clearly said. So if that's not what the direction they're going through, of Triple H turning heel and then slowly being Triple H versus CM Punk, then that's going to be the direction that's going to take place. But to me, I just don't like it at all. I don't want to see Kevin Nash on my television in the WWE. He has no business being there. The guy cannot perform in the ring at all. Is he good on the mic? Yeah, sure he is. Does he have somewhat charisma? Yeah, sure he does. But I don't want to see that piece of shit in a WWE ring performing against someone like CM Punk, because how can Punk make this piece of shit look good? So I just wanted to give my opinions on that, because I thought MrJustRay, who you all should subscribe to, because the guy knows his stuff, he knows what he's talking about, a really good wrestling shooter. Subscribe to him. I really agreed with what he said in his video, and I just wanted to give my opinion on that. And I want to let you know, I want to also know like what everybody else thinks about Kevin Nash being back in the WWE. He made that one appearance in the Royal Rumble as Diesel, fine. I was fine with that. But to now see that he's going to be back, who knows, in a full-time capacity, to me it sucks. Kevin Nash has no business being in this fucking feud with CM Punk, has no business being in the main event sort of picture. It just sucks. And I hate that WWE and TNA always feel the need to bring back these old superstars because they don't trust their own talent. Their own young talent that they have on their roster, they don't have no fucking faith and confidence in. Because when you bring some old guy back, what does that tell your talent? It tells your talent that we don't believe in you just yet, that you're not a star. You can't bring in the ratings. And as far as Kevin Nash is concerned, yeah, he was the longest reigning champion in WWF in the 90s, but when he had the heavyweight title, it was one of the lowest points in the WWF because they had low ratings, low pay-per-view buy rates. He was a horrible fucking champion, and they haven't held the title for over almost a year or so, if not over a year, and it was complete bullshit. I mean, he sucked as a champion, and he had all these guys like Bret Hart and all these other guys helping him get over and making him look good in the ring. So I don't want to hear that bullshit. You know, the guy got such a big fucking ego. That's fine. That's a part of the wrestling industry. He's all about the money. Yes, that's all about the wrestling industry. He's cutthroat. That's a part of the wrestling industry. But the fact remains, he does not belong in the fucking WWE in 2011. It's complete utter bullshit. And I hope Triple H knows what he's doing. So that's what I wanted to say for now. Give me your opinions, your feedback on Kevin Nash being in WWE again. And go subscribe to Mr. Just Ray, a really good wrestling shooter. Talk to y'all later. Peace.